Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is open carry in Florida. I want to know what your all's thoughts are. Do you think it's a good thing now that open carry has become the law of the land there? Do you think it'll cause problems? Will there be more people carrying now that probably shouldn't carry simply because they can? Will cops have problems? Will they have problems now that they can't stop people? Will it be harder to stop crime if they can't pull someone over or give someone a hard time just because they suspect they have a gun or they can see a gun? Will they start shooting people willy-nilly when they're not doing anything wrong? What do you think's going to happen? As always, I'll start us off. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think most people are going to start open carrying. I just don't think they will. Most people who have a carry permit are going to continue to carry concealed. And people who don't have a carry permit are probably just not going to carry. A few of them might start open carrying. If they don't want to go through the hoops of getting a concealed carry permit, and they want to open carry, more power to them. Don't think it's going to be a vast number of people. I don't think a lot of people want to carry. I think there's less and less people every year. They try to fool us by saying, oh, carry permit requests are up and up and up. But that doesn't mean more people are actually getting engaged in gun rights. It just means more people think, well, I better get it now, or they've started offering them now and they didn't used to. They don't use those metrics in, representing the whole picture. So I just don't think a whole lot of people are going to carry. Now, I do think it's going to be a hardship for the cops, because they've always been able to use that. Hey, I can see your gun print and I'm going to use that to give you shit. They're not going to like it. And I think they're going to have probably some issues with them harassing people over guns when they shouldn't be harassing them. But as far as the people doing something wrong, you might see one or two more NDs. But I doubt anybody will get hurt. Most people aren't hurt with an ND, because if you're not pointing the gun in the bad direction, following the safety rules, shouldn't have a problem. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Don't think a lot of people are even going to do it. I hope more people do it, but I just don't see it being that big a thing. But let's see what everybody else thinks. Let's see if they agree with me or disagree with me. And before we get to them, though, let me remind everybody, if you want to help support this channel, which it desperately needs right now, because we try to speak truth to power instead of trying to be divisive and fear-mongering and putting out rage bait. If you want to help support us and keep us doing what we do, help and support pets and vets, etc., go on over to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com. It's linked in the upper corner. You can buy merchandise like this one right here, my I Support the Right to Arm Bears shirt. I draw all my designs, so everything's a little piece of art from me to you. So go over and get yourself some artwork, or become a Subscribe Star member or a Patreon member. $2 a month might not seem like it'd do much good, but if enough of you did it, we could save another animal every month. Maybe two. That's parvo treatments. That's a set broken leg. That's all kinds of things we can do. So go on over. Like I said, it might not seem like much, but don't undersell your ability to help, because if enough people do a little, well, that adds up to a lot. With that being said, let's get over here to the questions. Officer Tater Hater said, Yank, open carry or not, Florida cops give me the true creeps. If there's one of the 50 which marks itself as police state, it's Florida. I dislike delivering there or even vacationing there. MBBWGA. I'm not sure. Oh, I know what that means, and I ain't saying it. Yeah, Florida has got a love affair with the cops. They can never have too many. It's a lot of the old people. There's a lot of old fuckers there. The boomers. They love the police. They want more police. Get the police out there. Police solve all the problems. They don't step on anybody's rights. Yeah, that's rampant in Florida. They're authoritarian mongers. They love it. A nominal snowman saw Florida off and push it in the Gulf of America. I don't know if you can actually do that. It's not like just a piece that floats out there. It's actually a land mass. So we could dig a big canal around the upper border of Florida and fill it with crocodiles and stuff. Of course, if we we'd get saltwater crocodiles. If we cut all the way across, it'd be a saltwater moat. And we make it like a mile wide, fill it with crocodiles and sharks. And don't build no bridges. No bridges. If anybody wants to go to Florida, they're going to have to take a plane or they're going to have to take a boat. We don't want the people in Florida being able to just wander out or drive their pickup trucks or their, old RVs or whatever out of Florida. We want them to stay there. So we don't want them pulling their mobile homes up into the civilized world. Although I do like Clearwater and Destin, I've always kind of liked. I prefer Myrtle Beach, to be honest. I think the water's warmer. It feels better. I like Myrtle Beach better. Go Shadow says too many stupid cops will harass open carry people. I do see that being a problem. That's probably the only problem I really see coming from this, and we will have to wait and see. Sean Bain, nothing major will happen. I agree. Confusing at first, people will adjust. PA has had open carry here allowed for years. Same here. We've got open carry here. If you don't have a concealed carry permit and you want to carry a gun here, the only way you can do it legally is openly, which makes sense to me. Open carry is the more honorable way to carry. You're not hiding nothing. So I like open carry. Plus, it's easier, and that's why I really like it, because I'm lazy. But no problems here really either. Every great once in a while, someone might call the police because they see someone with a gun, but doesn't usually become anything. The very fact that people are carrying here all the time, and you don't hear stories of police shooting an armed man for no reason. So we don't seem to have a problem with it. So hopefully Florida can handle it too. Although we're not quite as fucked up as Florida. So maybe that's why we don't have a problem. Maybe they will. I saw someone said something about all these people running around on bath salts will now be able to have a gun on their hip. I'm like, you really think most of those people got it together enough to get themselves a gun and a holster and out running around with it? You think if they had a gun, they wouldn't hawk it tomorrow for more drugs? So I just don't think that's a problem. I think people create things in their head. Mikey D said it's going to be like the Wild Wild West. East, running around pewing everybody, just like Texas and others. Oh, my bad. Never mind. Yeah, it doesn't happen, does it? Remember, they originally said it's going to be the Wild Wild West because of the stand your ground laws. Well, that didn't happen either, did it? There's less cases in Florida of people shooting someone because they stood their ground unjustly than there are cases of people like eating each other's faces. So I don't think it became a problem. Edgar Cortez says, I think it's great. I think it's great too. I would, if I lived there, I'd really like it, because plus it's a warm climate. Who wants to have to wear a cover garment in a warm climate? It's bad enough you have to wear it, that you're going to be hauling around your gun, but have to wear an extra layer of clothing in warm weather. I don't like that idea at all. George Powell weighed in and said, I'm in Florida. We'll continue with concealment, but appreciate the option of open carry. Does this mean printing is no longer a thing? It will mean printing is no longer a concern, because if you can carry it openly, who cares if it prints? And most people don't notice printing anyway. The only people who make a big deal out of printing is police officers. They use it as an excuse to harass you. And I've known many people in Florida, and people with YouTube channels, and people I've spoken to personally who get harassed by police for printing in Florida. So don't pretend they don't do it. They definitely do it. Paul B said, okay, so what? Well, so what to you too, Paul B. But yeah, that's right. What's so what? Big deal. Not going to be a big deal. Nothing's going to happen. It's not going to be a big issue. Everybody's making something out of nothing. It's just a nice option for the people who live there, especially people who don't want to, like I said, wear cover garments. We got one last person weighing in here before we're done with this topic. Mr. Furley said, good thing out of all the states, odd Florida banned open carry. Well, yeah, it's one of those things where people think, well, Florida must have good gun laws. No, they never really had very good gun laws. It wasn't until recently they started having some decent gun laws. Same thing with Texas. There were a lot of things in Texas that were illegal that a lot of people would like, I can't believe that's illegal in Texas. But it was until recently. They've just been catching up. They just recently became as good as, places like Oregon and stuff. Oregon and Washington used to be a lot better than Texas. Now Washington has gotten pretty bad, and Oregon's trying, but still good compared to a lot of places. We have open carry, concealed carry. We just have an assault weapons ban. That's our main thing right there. That's the biggest issue we got. Waiting periods, we need to get rid of those. But that pretty much does it for us right now. Thanks everybody who weighed in. Everybody out there in YouTube land, what do you think? It's going to be a big deal. Is it going to cause any problems, or is it just a big bunch of nothing? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to our live chat. We do them every day at 6. Otherwise, I hope to see you again soon, everyone that was here today. And I hope to see people who've never been here before here again, here for the first time soon. I got that all messed up. But thanks, everybody, like I said, that weighed in. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Stick around. We're going to be doing the American Guns and Freedom right after this. But for now, we're done with this segment. So thanks for coming. I'll see you again tomorrow, like I said. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe. Till I see you again.